I was born into a house where love was rationed like sugar, used sparingly, hidden, never meant for me. We were poor, not the kind of poor that looks noble in movies, but the quiet, embarrassing kind. The kind that teaches you early to walk softly so you don't remind adults you exist. My parents were always tired, always angry, always counting what we didn't have. Bills on the table, silence in the air, and me learning that being invisible hurt less than being unwanted. I don't remember being hugged, I remember being corrected. Don't touch, don't ask, don't dream. Dreams were expensive and we couldn't afford them. At school, other kids talked about birthdays and vacations. I talked about nothing. I learned to watch instead. To listen. To understand people without being seen by them. That skill would save me one day, though back then it only made the loneliness louder. At night, I lay awake imagining a different life. Not because I believed in miracles, but because imagining was free. I promised myself something. In the dark, no one would ever have the power to make me feel small again. I didn't know how I would do it. I only knew I would leave, not just the house, but the version of myself they were trying to shrink. People think success starts with confidence. They're wrong. Mine started with hunger, not for food, but for respect, for choice, for a life where love wasn't something you begged for. Every ignored tear, every cold dinner, every moment of being overlooked planted something sharp inside me. Pain, yes, but also fuel. This is not a story about luck. It's a story about what happens when a neglected child grows up and decides the world will hear him. Whether it wants to or not,